Hello, this is Eric Lingerfeld, lead developer and software architect of the Bellerophon software system. What we're looking at now is the Visualization Set Explorer data viewer interface. Basically, a visualization set is defined as a set of animations, metadata, data files that are associated with a particular core collapse supernova model. And what we've got loaded in here is the B series 15 solar mass Woosley-Hager '07 core collapse supernova model. And I'm currently loading the frames for this particular animation. The frames are loading a little bit slow because I'm at the hotel and I'm not at supercomputing doing it on their fast connection. On a fast connection, those frames just load completely fast. So if we decide, let's go ahead and see what features we have here while the frames are loading. So here we have a whole set of different color maps of different physical quantities from the simulation that are available. And here's a color map. And these color maps are generated on the back end using the Visit visualization system. We also have available different plots that are generated automatically using Grace in the back end. Some of them are static, but some of them are animated. So if I want to load some animation frames, like from a temperature plot, I can load them in the viewer, or I can just browse them one at a time. So I can move that and look at a different temperature profile throughout the animation or throughout the simulation. Down here is the animation information, so we can always get some information there. But what we'll do, let's go ahead and close some of these. And now, so we're loading this one, and we've built a custom animation viewer. So we're actually loading the PNGs, and when you load one of these things, it loads it from the newest animation or from the newest data up until the previous one. So you always get the latest data. And what we're looking at here is really just an axisymmetric 2D slice of a supernova core collapse simulation. You can hold the button down and just peruse through the animation. Maybe we want to watch it backwards. We can step through. We can just go ahead and hit play. And even though the animation is still loading over here, this is constantly updating, so we can go ahead and hit play. We can either have the animation fit to the window, or we can look at the full size of the animation there. So we'll fit that back. I'm going to pause that. Here we can go ahead and enter another frame. Let's see. And jump to that frame. Sometimes a frame doesn't get generated on the back end, but the data is there. And at that point, we can click a button here and it'll regenerate the image in case there was an error. But we also have a little guy here, it's a visit button. And basically, each one of these frames is generated using the Visit Python API on the web server. So if I want to get access to the Python that was used to generate this frame, I can click this button and download the Python that was used to the desktop. Let's take a look and see what that looks like. We'll open it up in Xcode. So you can take the standard animation and modify the Python that it was used to generate it and make your own animations or add some attributes to the animation that you could use in a paper. If you need the data that made this one, you can click on this and download the silo file for that frame. You can save the current image, and you can also email an image link with all of the metadata down here with a hyperlinked image that will go to the Chimera team list. So if you find something important, you can send it to them. We have things, if we want to enlarge the center window, we can go into full screen mode, and it blew it up outside the window. But anyways, it'll put that out there, and it takes the menus off of the side. So we'll exit full screen mode. Let's see. Now, some of the other things that we can do, let me move this guy. So let's say like we are on a slow connection here, and we want to watch this animation, and we just want to browse the frames because we're on a slow hotel connection. We can look at the frames of this animation. We can jump to that, select to another frame. We can regenerate an image, and we can download the visit for that. One thing I want you to notice is over here on the left, this guy right here, this color map, is colored red. That means we've selected it as a hot animation. And one of the ways that we can access all of the menu items, we just double click on any of the animations, and we get an animation function box. One of the nice things about Bellerophon is its WYSIWYG interface, where everything is right up front and accessible. So let's look here. We can download a snapshot, which is all the images and metadata. We can dynamically create an MP4 movie on the back end, and then in a few minutes when the movie is done, you'll get a link in your email, and you can go ahead and download it. This guy right here, we had the idea that we were going to have so many animations in the visualization set that if there's one animation that you want to look at most of the time, you can set that animation hot. And we can also browse animation frames, so just like here. So we can look at those if we have a slow connection. Let's say that there's been a bad error in the rendering. You can force Bellerophon to regenerate all the images. And the visit button, like we talked about before, if you download it at this level, you will get the visit Python script that will do all of the animations in the frame. The final thing that I want to point out is that we can create custom frames. So let's open up the custom frame interface. I want to go to full screen mode and come here and move him down so we can kind of look at this a little bit better. Put it in the view window. And so when we're at this point, let's say that we're trying to make an image and download it for a particular paper, but we don't quite like what's there. So we can go to the hot and hit there, and it'll go to the back end on visit to the server and regenerate the image. We can change some other things. Let's say we want to do something called zone smoothing. Let's regenerate that. And now we have this very nice smooth contour. We can decide not to display the date or display the date. We can choose the scale and other stuff like that. And then once we finally have what we want, we can download the data for that image. We can download the image. We can email a link to the image. We can download the visit that's needed for the, you can download the visit Python for that image as well. So we've really tried hard to put everything at fingertips access.